Managers of the high-speed rail project HS2 saying it's important that councils in the East Midlands take a unified approach to ensure that region benefits. This follows comments from Pete Waterman. Pete Waterman. He's a train fan as well as being a record producer of old. He's on the government task force accusing local authorities of bickering over where the East Midlands hub station should be. Well, BBC political reporter Tim Parker has been in Loughborough for the East Midlands Rail Summit, where he's been speaking to Alison Munro, Managing Director of Development at HS2 Limited.
One of the things we really want to make sure with High Speed 2 is that there's very good connections into the High Speed 2 stations, so that as many people as possible can have access to High Speed 2. But the benefits that will flow from High Speed 2, because of the transformation in connectivity it will be a real boost to businesses in the East Midlands region.
What's your take on the political side of all this? The fact that, you know, the East Midlands region can't really get itself together and have one voice on where the line should even run and where the station for this region should be. Is that a disappointment for you?
It's clearly very important with a project like High Speed 2 that will take a long time to deliver, that we have consensus and that we make sure that consensus, remains during the life of the project. So definitely we want to see consensus around the route and the stations, and we hope to be able to build that. There has, of course, been some debate in this region about where the station should go, and I would encourage the region to come together and form a more unified view, because it is really important that we get the benefits of High Speed 2 on the eastern side as well as the western side of High Speed 2. There's very strong support on the western leg for High Speed 2 and a much more unified voice, I think, and it's really important that we see that on the eastern side as well.
Managing Director of Development at HS2, Alison Munro, talking to the BBC's Tim Parker. Listening to that, Joe Rukin from the campaign group Stop HS2. I guess we can work out where you stand on all of this, Joe, with your campaign group's name. Something that I noticed at the end, why should local authorities have to have a unified voice? Surely if you're going to build a railway, you pick the best places for the stations, don't you?
Well, I very much doubt that they have picked the best place for the station, because you look at Toton sidings, and it was we were absolutely amazed when they chose Toton, because it's not connected. We thought that it would either be at the airport or it would be somewhere on the line between Derby and Nottingham, because they're saying, Alison Munro was just there saying, it delivers connectivity. The actual official line from HS2 is it connects to Derby. How do you get to Derby? Yeah, well, you get a cab. And to get into the centre of Nottingham, well, you're going to have to extend the tram network. So you pay for that? No, Nottingham will have to pay for that.
You make a very valid point, obviously. Do you think, then, HS2 are sort of preparing the ground for Toton not being the chosen site, but blaming it on the local authorities for bickering?
Well, this is it. Anna Soubry came out last week saying there were rumours that Toton wouldn't be picked, which from her point of view as an MP, she'd only really be doing that if she got word of that, and she wanted the authorities to all of a sudden say, no, it's got to be Toton. But obviously she's trying to shift the blame onto the Broxtowe Council, which is obviously a Liberal Labour coalition, and she's a Conservative MP, saying it's because they want a housing development there, which of course predates HS2. But the choice of Toton seemed absolutely bizarre, because it's not really well connected. You've got to think that the majority of people who'd end up using that station would end up driving to it, so you'd have a massive problem on the A52, which is already a massive problem as it is. And, you've got all these sorts of things, and we would very much expect that they are going to choose a different site, because the other thing that's forgotten is that HS2 plan to move the M1 into places in Nottinghamshire, and you just think how badly this is thought through. No, you don't move a motorway for a new railway line. You redesign your railway line so you don't have to move the motorway, because there's a phrase for moving the motorway, the M1 in two places. That phrase is years of traffic chaos. And I'd just like to pick up on something that Alison Munro said there. He said, there's loads of support and everyone's unified on the other side, on the western side. Today, a survey has come out from the Federation of Small Businesses in Manchester and North Cheshire, and they have said 68% of small businesses in that area have said they don't see any benefits in HS2. And the ones who said the benefits have just beaten the don't knows. 18% said that they thought there'd be benefits, 14% don't knows, 68% no benefit. Because what really is this going to do? It's going to drag more stuff to London, which is probably, again, one of the reasons that you don't want it at Toton. You want it somewhere where you can develop for housing, for commuting to London, because that's what this is all about.